Well, Lydia Reed is here.
LA.
LA the model.
LA all day.
LA all day, okay.
Rhymes better that way.
Right. So, one thing I do notice about you is you have probably one of the best modeling portfolios that I have ever seen.
Stop.
You have some of the best bullet points on your resume when it comes to modeling. How does it feel to be one of the best booked models in the city when it comes to, you have a flawless reputation. You get in, the best part about Lydia is she's 33 years old and she has 2 children. And I tell you what, I've seen her knock 18-year-olds off the covers. I've seen her beat 18-year-olds in auditions. So, how does it feel to have that? One of the things that I'm fascinated about is your cheekbones. So.
Gosh, Chuck, I didn't know I was that high up there.
But
wow.
This is how people view you. You just don't. But I feel the same way too. I go and photograph these events, and then I go home to an empty house. So nobody tells me anything. I send the pictures to everybody. I don't know anything more than that. But when I go out, all of a sudden it's like you almost need an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, it gets overwhelming sometimes. But I've been just doing my passion for eons. It feels like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
same here. Yeah.
It didn't actually start taking off until we correspond.
Right.
And from that first photo shoot, from the first fashion show, it was just more firsts and firsts and firsts and firsts thereafter, And even though it was the same repetitious thing over and over again, it was always something new, always something different, always something more awesomer. That's not even a word, but I like it, more awesomer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just so humble,
Those poses and those pictures, we always seem to get the best poses of you. There's something about you, and you have a certain synchronicity when it comes to photographer. There's something about you and photographers that run parallel. Like the way me in fashion, like the way my artistry runs very parallel with fashion. Yeah. Like the way you run with photographers. There's just something about you that the camera just absolutely loves.
I don't know. I guess it's just that photogenic, in me, I guess. I love taking pictures. I love being on camera. Anybody picks up a camera, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm over here,
Right.
I'm always jumping in there some kind of way, So, just me being that energetic, bubbly personality, it just always gets caught on the camera,
I'm sitting here and I'm looking through my portfolio, and I look through my portfolio probably multiple times a day, and especially when I'm telling people stories about my show. Of course, I always come across your picture, and it's always it's always a really beautiful pose, and I'm like, yeah, of course. It's because, I know her, so we have that chemistry, so, some of the events that you've gotten me involved in, you've got, I've worked with Mercedes-Benz 4 times.
Yeah.
Some of those were because of you.
Yeah, I had to call you. I'm like, dude, why are you not here?
Right.
Like, you have to be here.
Right. And gosh, there was just a time when I really felt like nobody really wanted nothing to do with me. And I remember, there was you have no idea what you've done for me.
Dude, we met, and then all of a sudden you just kind of dropped off the face of the atmosphere, and I'm like, wait a minute, where was this awesome photographer that I met so long ago that was in here getting me pictures immediately, freaking getting me a video? I never got a video from my runway shows ever, you know what I'm saying? And to have it and to see it as soon as I get done with my freaking show, oh my God, why is nobody paying you? That is just stupid, I'm sitting here ready to write out a check that I don't even have yet, because I know it's going to cash pretty soon, you know what I'm saying? I had to get you back in here. I knew that you had lost some kind of grip somewhere or another, and you helped me get back into it, because I've been doing this, like I said, for umpteen years, and it was just a little here, a little there. When we correspond, I did every single show that year, and I think you were like right behind me.
Oh yeah,
in it, you know?
that was an incredible. 2018 was a very incredible year.
Oh, yeah.
To what is it, from the Mercedes-Benz events that you
Yep.
booked before all the way until New York Fashion
All
Week.
the way.
I swear, I don't think my feet ever touched the ground.
Nope. I don't think my bags got unpacked. I
Yeah.
just kept cramming
Same
more
here.
stuff
Still,
in there.
I lived out of my suitcase for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like new clothes too. Like I swear, I would have to order clothes on the internet, and then
yeah.
I would come home and literally take them out of the bag
Yep.
and put them on or something
Basically.
like that, just because I'm lucky if I'm home 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, what inspires you? What drives you? What?
Everything. I mean, like I said, I love being in front of the camera. It didn't matter how it was, happy, sad, you know, angry, frustrated, you know, all the whole aspects of everything. Like if the camera was on and I seen that little red light, hey, how you doing, red light? I like you.
You just become a different person.
I mean, it's just my personality. Like I like being goofy. I mean, that's just me, you know. It makes people's day when you see somebody else smiling. If you go into a room and you're like, hating life, you know, I'm not gonna wanna deal with you, you know.
I'll tell you what I love is to see someone like that and I go in there and make them laugh.
Yeah.
Or somebody crying and then I make them laugh.
Yeah.
They say laughter through tears is the greatest emotion.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
making that person's day.
Oh yeah, especially kids. And they're crying,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
don't cry, little kiddo. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Your life's not that bad, I promise.
How do you balance everything with the kids and all of the things? You have like 5 jobs. So does Danielle.
Yeah,
I call you
yeah.
guys Supermom for a reason.
I mean, it's a lot of timing. Surprisingly, it's a lot of timing, and so basically, you have to prioritize everything, and it's not always going to go as you prioritize it. Sometimes number 1 goes to number 10, you know.
Doesn't it
but
always work out though?
it always does.
Yeah.
It always does, and you always have to keep the faith. You always have to stay positive, regardless of how crappy things go and how much you think your name is getting run through the mud. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay positive. There is some grain of sand in that fine mud that's in there that you just gotta find those tweezers and pick it out of there. You know, that needle in the haystack they always talk about.
Yeah, it's creativity with me.
Yeah.
I have to. It's that event. You have no, like what I was going through emotionally in some of those times. I mean, whatever I was going through at that time, I tell you what, some of those events were just so uplifting to me, seeing especially all of that beautiful fabric and draped all over those beautiful models, and just watching it flow.
Oh
and
my
just,
God, and the way they sew it all together, and yeah, it's amazing.
You're it's amazing.
Yeah, like I want to try and figure out how they do that sometimes so I can try and figure out how to make me some clothes, you know, but.
What is your ultimate goal? What do you hope to accomplish left as a model? I mean, because you have some of the most amazing.
Well, the sky is the limit, honestly. So I don't limit myself to anything. So I want to do everything that I most possibly can get my hands on, you know.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
You're still hungry.
Yeah,
after all this time.
Runway, like acting, like the whole kit and caboodle.
Wonderful.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
I'm never gonna stop.
LA, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, love.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
The Artists United Network is filmed on location at Streetscape Studios.